All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this season finale edition of Matchmaker Mondays. I'm your host, Blair Nash, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. I hope everyone is doing well. We have a great show for you this evening. I want to get right into it since we are a couple minutes late. A few technical issues, but we got it squared away. So let's get to it. We have on the podcast this evening, Mr. Patrick Primer. He is in Atlanta. We have Angela Cook from Columbus, Ohio. Olivia Taylor from Columbus, Ohio, who is actually in the other room. Say hey, Olivia.
Hi, guys.
Hey, hey. We have Lance Covington. He is in Las Vegas. Say what's up, Lance.
What's going on, everybody?
All right. And last but not least, we have Miss Simone Edwar. She is a realtor out of Atlanta. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So briefly, take 10 seconds each person. We're going to start with Angela, since you were the A. We're going to start with you and just tell us about 10 seconds of what you do. And, we know you're in Columbus, but tell them a little bit about you.
I am full-time. I am an administrative assistant, and part-time I am an esthetician, wax brows part-time, about 3 days a week here. I have one grown son, he's 30, and I will be 52 this Sunday.
Killing the 52. I ain't mad at you.
Early birthday. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Olivia on the line. Olivia, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. And tell them, take about 10, 15 seconds and tell them a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Olivia. I am a fitness coach in Columbus, Ohio. Essentially, I built life around making women feel better about themselves.
Okay. We'll rock with that. All right. Next up, we have Simone Edwards, Atlanta, Georgia. Simone, tell them a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I am in Atlanta market. I am a broker here in Atlanta. I've been in the business since about 2002. I am a mom of two, and of course, a matchmaker. I'm single.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Next, we're going to hit up the fellas. We got Lance Covington. Lance, say hello to the people. Tell them a little bit about what you do, please.
Hey, everybody. Lance, new Vegas resident, East Coast, New York, born and raised. So now I'm just an East Coast single man, 40 years old, no children, gainfully employed, professional background in juvenile mental health counseling. Just took up a career switch now in records management with the city, and having fun actively dating.
I'm gonna put a little caveat in there and say I actually met Lance. My wife and we met Lance in Vegas on our honeymoon, and we hit it off literally. We had about a 5-hour talk about everything related to dating, relationships, just everything. And I just said, one of these days I got to work with this guy. and he's also in a fraternity. I forget. Are you an Alpha, right?
Yes, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
You want All right, awesome.
He was cool until then.
Lastly, but not least, we got Mr. Patrick Primer on. Patrick, talk to the people. Tell them a little bit about who you are.
Okay. Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, though. I'm a truck driver, 2 kids, both get on my nerves. And I am a extraordinary member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
You can't all make right decisions. Don't worry about it.
All right. Are any of y'all ladies in sororities or anything? I should let y'all shout that out. Anybody?
No, I'm not.
Nobody? Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get to it. So this is, as I mentioned, this is our season finale of Matchmaker Mondays. We'll be back in the fall, but this is the last one for the season. So when Kevin Lloyd he's the promoter and organizer of Columbus Black, and also the person who asked me to do this, put together this forum. when he mentioned to me that he wanted me to do a podcast, I wanted it to be a little bit different. I didn't want it to be just, me pushing people and saying, hey, here's somebody, here's somebody. I wanted it to be a little different. I wanted it to be something where people could kind of take away nuggets and pieces of information about how to date properly, things that you may not be thinking of. So it's part of the reason as well why I had some of the esteemed guests, the men and the women on here, because I wanted to have people that were able to speak boldly about dating. So my first question I want to ask is, tell me a little bit, and we'll start with the gentleman first. Tell me a little bit about what it's like dating in your city. Lance, we'll start with you first. You're in Vegas. You also are an East Coast guy as well, so you have an ability to kind of bring the East Coast flavor and West Coast flavor, right? So
Right.
talk to me and tell the people what you see out here in the business world, and what is it that you're a young guy, you're educated and everything. What are you seeing out here?
Man, and please let me know if I'm talking too long, because I can give a whole bunch about this. But right now, currently, what I'm getting is a lot of beautiful women. You know what I mean? But not necessarily with the interiors to match the exteriors. Without, I don't want to, start off just negative, but a lot of women leading with their resumes instead of their personalities, and a lot of entitlement, to say the least. So,
Where do you
and then especially on the West Coast from the East Coast, not lacking the ability to deal with somebody being direct, being honest, straightforward. So just a little bit.
Right. Where do you, and I want to go to Patrick next, but let me ask you this. You mentioned that there is a level of entitlement. Where do you think that stems from? Do you think that I'll just leave it like that. Where do you think it stems from?
I mean, for me, I think it just stems from society. I think, our children being raised on these Disney fantasies and things like that. I think we do both our little boys and little girls a disservice from jump. So as the adults and as the families, we got to take accountability on that part. But I think, mentally, just
Can I ask what you mean by entitlement, just for clarification? I just want to have what you mean when you say entitlement.
I mean, just a few examples. I mean, women feeling that they're entitled to certain treatments just because of the way they look, not necessarily because of the total package. Like, you can be a gorgeous woman and have a terrible attitude, and that doesn't mean that I should, open up my wallet or give you the world just because that's what because that's what you feel your looks entitle you to.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We'll come back to that. Patrick, let me hear from you. What are your thoughts? What do you see out there? You're in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta has been known to anybody a mecca for Black men. They like, if you can get somebody in Atlanta, something's wrong. I talk to a lot of men though, and they're like, that's not necessarily the case, because a lot of women kind of have somewhat of a way that they look at men in Atlanta, whether they think men in Atlanta are gay, whether they think men in Atlanta are just, hounds or whatever. What are your thoughts? What do you hear in Atlanta about it? Dating?
Okay.
What do you think about dating in Atlanta?
Well, first of all, you get a melting pot of everybody, because Atlanta basically is the whole country infused, Caribbean to anything, so you get a lot of attitudes, a lot of ways, but that's neither here or there. I don't really have an issue dating, honestly, in Atlanta. If I wanted to, I think the problem is with me, because I'm 51 now, I have to be really selective about what I do, because I can't afford these 2 month, 1 year, 2 year, and then we break up type situations.
Right.
They know I'm on AARP benefits, and then nobody's gonna want me. So it's like I have to you understand what I'm saying? It's not like when I was in my 30s. Okay, cool, I can date. Okay, it don't work out, whatever. Go to the next one.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem dating. I have a problem keeping them. That's my problem. But I understand that I have to be a little more selective in who I date and how I go about it and what we actually want. Because I'm old, I can't afford that. You understand what I'm saying? We date 1 year, we break up. We date another year. I date somebody else for 2 years, we break up. Next, I'm 60 years old and nobody wants me. And you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the issue I run into. But I really don't. Now, if you ask me about maybe, I don't know, because I don't know. I think I got a good sense about women. I can tell genuine and plastic in a minute. So
yeah,
I don't get caught up in these. Well, I don't know. For some reason, just I got this sixth sense about certain women. I can kind of have a conversation with them, and it's like, okay, yeah, she's cool. I can probably advance with her, and then I can have a conversation. It's like,
yeah, okay.
But like a conversation we're gonna have, and so I look up like that. So, but right now I'm just kind of doing me. Okay,
cool. I want to come back to that, but I want to get the ladies in here real quick as well. I'm sure they have something to add. Let's go to Olivia. I'm sorry, we'll have to get you in a second, Olivia. Let's go to Angela. Angela, you're here in Columbus, and I know what I think about Columbus as far as dating. Let me get your feedback.
As far as what, the market for dating?
Just everything, the market. Do you, if you go out into any other states or whatever, you go to Atlanta, if you go to DC, go to Houston, do you find that there's a different kind of pedigree of men that you find there as opposed to being here in Columbus, Ohio? What are you seeing?
Well, personally, I've seen, like, I always get hit on by younger guys and they're just not ready. They just, want what they want in the moment and they're not ready for a real woman, So I used to, I don't get a lot now, but I used to get a lot of that. Okay. Or a bunch of guys that are living off of women or expect the women to carry the load per se, or, they're driving a woman's car. They don't even have a car and, things like that. I noticed a lot of that here.
Okay. All right. Simone, what do you think? You're in Atlanta. What are your thoughts?
So for me, what I've seen, it really depends on the circle that you're in, the environment that you're in, because there's going to be a different market or a different type of guy that you're going to find depending on where you are. So I've been married and divorced, and the things that I have found, I'm going to be 48. I think, because I stopped counting a while ago. But, I think I'm gonna be 48, and I've gotten a lot of younger men that wanted to date me or wanted to approach me and things like that. And I might intimidate them because of that I'm pretty direct and I'm forward about my expectations. For me, I don't really put expectations on other people because everybody's coming to the table with a different background. But I find that a lot of people don't deal with their stuff. They want to date, but they haven't dealt with their stuff. And they get into your space dealing with what happened with the last person and somebody 10 years ago, their mama issues, their daddy issues. And then because, as Patrick was saying, the melting pot, it's like a microwave melting pot in Atlanta. They want it fast. They want to get through it quickly. They don't want to take the time to really build a friendship or develop, some level of trust, of connection. It's like they're putting the horse in the carriage, and feeling like because they've got options, they can press 30-second relationship, and they don't want to put the time in to really get to know you.
Okay. So now we got the lady in the other room, Miss Olivia. Olivia, what are your thoughts?
So I'm from Columbus. I currently live in Columbus, Ohio, like Angela. So I experienced some of the same things that Angela's experienced, but what I will say about Columbus, Ohio is it's easy to live here. And I feel like it's easy to live in and make decent money here has made a lot of the people, men included, very lazy. So that's why it's so easy to get money here, to get government assistance here. So there's not, and it's easy to live very, very comfortably in Ohio, So I feel like that just makes a lot of the men here very lazy. But I won't just put it on men, people here, very, very lazy. It's very easy to make, in my opinion, 6 figures here and have a car, have a white picket fence. I think that's very attainable in Columbus, Ohio. So I feel like it creates very lazy people in turn. So I feel like I do meet, a lot of men that are younger, that are, I would say, not ready as well, just like Angela, but it's also like, it seems like everybody here, and there's other people on here. So if it happens in your city, I'm very interested in hearing it. It sounds like nobody, it feels like as a single dating here, there's nobody 100% available, is what it feels like. It feels like everybody that I talk to or deal with, the dating process, like just the getting to know you process, everybody has like a hidden companion or ex they're dealing. And as a woman who is divorced, who has been single for years, not having men hiding in my closet, I don't want to deal with people who are already dealing, or not like dating, but like have on and off 3-year relationship, like that relationships. I don't want to deal with that type of baggage with people. And I feel like because Columbus is so small, that happens a lot. I feel like that's always my biggest issue, that when I'm dating or like first starting to get to know somebody, I'm in a way competing with other people that have had history with the people I'm talking to for an extensive period of time.
Okay.
That's what I feel like I get a lot of here.
But let me ask you a question. I'm looking at my panel, and all of you guys look great. The fellas look, together, and the sisters look great. And I did that specifically for a reason. All of you are single, and I remember back when I was single. I'm a happily married man now, right? But I remember back when I was single, when one of the things women would say to me, "How are you're this, you're that, you're handsome. How are you single? How on earth is there no woman that just is beating down your door and everything, right?" Do you, ladies and gentlemen, do you all get that? Do you have people that say, man, I've met Lance. Lance is a handsome dude. He's accomplished, et cetera, et cetera. Do women kind of come to you like, man, you got your choice of the litter out here, bruh? Do the fellas look at you, Olivia, Angela, Simone, and say, you're a beautiful sister? Ain't no reason you should be having these kind of problems finding quality people. Have you dealt with that, and what is usually your feedback on that? Anybody can answer that.
I'll let somebody else start.
I'll jump in.
I'll
jump in.
We'll go with Olivia first, and we'll hit the lanes.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. You're the one that spoke first.
Oh, well, yes, I get that all the time. But I also feel like the only people that are telling me that are people who I hate to say it, one of my requirements on dating is that you got to be in shape. I'm a personal trainer. You got to be in shape. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your health and your wealth. And it's always
my dad part.
Right. All the fellas looking down at themselves like, God,
I'm looking like
I can't reach out to her.
What'd you say?
And you know what? Hold on, can I interrupt real quick? I really feel on that though.
Yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, I got a friend of mine and she tells me I'm shallow. And I'm like, I don't think I'm being shallow. I just think I don't want to look at something else and wish I had it. I want whatever on my side that I like. Hey, like I don't even mind guys looking at my
wrong with being shallow.
Like, stare all you want because I know I got something. That's how I want it. I mean, don't touch. But if a guy like, that's fine.
Only shallow when they don't meet it.
Something good, so I understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's only shallow when they don't meet the criteria. That's all.
That's so
Yeah.
true. Mhm.
So
Right.
and Blair, I mean, I do get that often in conversation. As you know, I love to jump in conversation. But you know, to address it, it's just, yeah, I'm single. Single and dating are two different things, which I have to specify. When I'm not in a relationship, I am always actively dating. So I am not going to not be single until I meet someone dope enough that convinces me that being with them is better than dating. So when I address why am I single, it's because I have requirements, I have standards. And again, I've always dated highly attractive women. So that's not a selling point for me. That's not the end all be all. Especially at this point in my life, it's like, yo, you got to bring more to the table. And I'm not necessarily talking about your professional resume, which I meet a lot of women who have that together. More so than not, I have a problem mentally, emotionally, finding somebody who I feel adequate with. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
off the rip, when I'm dating somebody, I'm holding them accountable. I don't care how you treat other people, but how you interact with me is my responsibility to set the tone there. And I found that a lot of women have a problem with that off the rip.
Okay. All right, cool. Simone, I want you to jump in real quick. Have you had an issue with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that. I won't say a lot, because I think that as parent as I've been when I was dating, it may not have been a focus at the time, So when people ask me, well, why are you single? I'm single because I'm dealing with other stuff. I'm working through other parts of my life, and that wasn't just not a focus for me. And Lance says, when you're single, for me, you're single if you're married, and I'm not a serial dater, there's people out there that, I could take myself out to dinner. I could take myself to a movie. I could date myself and be comfortable. Getting to know somebody and someone taking that time to really want to get to know you, primarily the biggest reason why I've been single, because people don't take that time, like I said. So I get that, but I don't get that, because it does take a different level for me, where I am now. Back in the day, a different story. Yeah, you could have blue eyes and move, and hey, thank you, But now it's a lot more than that. So the selection got narrow for me. So I think
Let me. Did you have something you want to say, Lance?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Simone a question just based on something she just said. So she said there's a problem with people not wanting to take the time to get to know her. Correct? Is that
people just in general, dating in general, people not taking that time? I mean, not necessarily just me.
No. Yeah. So do you feel when you meet somebody that they should give you their attention, like that you should be the focus, that they shouldn't be seeing anyone else?
Well, I think that once there's a level of interest that is established between two people, that you both should equally give each other that time and that interest and that attention. It shouldn't be one-sided. You shouldn't feel like you're trying for me more than I'm trying for you. But I might be a little old-fashioned still, but I do believe in men pursuing women. I think that in this particular stage and day for me, like my mom, my grandmother, it was devastating to do you part. And it was because they were committed to each other. They were committed to that process. And now, because, at 48 or 50, or I forget how old you said you were, Lance, you don't have any children, but someone might have children. They have life that they've gone through. And so, today, I think when you mentioned that entitlement, I think that when two people at a particular stage in their life are coming together to want to make a commitment to each other, if I'm saying that I'm going to commit that time to you, then I want that same thing from you,
So just to jump in it, and I might irk a couple
don't
people
dance
right
on
here.
it. Just say it.
Oh no, I wasn't going to dance. I was just letting y'all know.
Yeah, go ahead, Go ahead and answer. Go
Um,
ahead and ask your question, and then we're going to move to the next question, Lance. But go ahead.
Okay, so you said when you make a love. I'm sorry. So the way I approach things, I feel like commitment is earned, and that's on both parties. So you spoke very much to the marriage aspect of it is what I got from it, but I think there's like 3 phases before you get there for that. I mean, and for me to commit solely to getting to know you, you have to prove to me that you're dope enough that I don't want to get to know anybody else. And so that's where, I mean, dating is a competition on both sides of it. And people may not like the word competition, but that's what it is. Like, you're back in the single pool, you're an attractive woman. Men are willing to compete for you. And not for the vote of confidence, I know I'm dope. So, and I meet women, so I'm not just going to give exclusivity. That's something that's earned. And that's not saying you have to do anything above or beyond, but just be your dopest self.
Okay. All right. Cool. We got give about 30 seconds real quick because we got to get to the next question. I don't want our time to leave us and everything, but go ahead, Patrick.
I think to sum this up, why can't everything just be organic?
Exactly.
Why can't it just be, I see you at Walmart, at Target, we make eye contact, we exchange numbers, and we talk. If we
Never happens.
decide, if we get along, then fine, we can go out and date. If we realize maybe, man, we in different spaces and we go each other's way, but not be so stringent when it comes to dating. Just kind of relax and just, let the flow come and just let it be. I don't want to sound all hippie and everything, but it's just, just kind of, well, you got to have this and requirement. Just kind of get to know people, and then, sometimes it might, you never know, So, I mean, that's how I look at dating a lot of times.
Absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Patrick. I mean, unfortunately, it might not be Walmart. It might be Facebook. It might be Instagram.
Right, well, anything, just, where's
but
one of
I
those
absolutely
things.
agree with you. That's that point of, you see somebody that you're attracted to. You might feel that there's some chemistry, and you just take the time to get to know them. It's not a competition. It's not that there might be somebody around the corner that might be better. And it's not that I've got to prove to you that I am worth what I am worth. I know my worth. And because I know my worth, you're going to see it if you take that time to spend time with me.
Right. Exactly.
Likewise, I'm going to see your worth if I take that time to spend time with you. It doesn't have to be a competition, because we were literally all designed and created by God to live together, to support one another.
So let me move to my next question. So there's an author that I'm very cool with. His name is Felipe Morris. He's out of Cincinnati, and Felipe has a couple of books. I love his books. Go get him and everything. But he has a model that he has called, it's either the red ball theory or the shiny ball theory. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that or know about that or not. But basically what it is, it's kind of almost like a model that they use on like a dog or a cat, where they throw a ball over here and the cat goes and chases that. But while the cat's going to chase that, they throw another one and another one, and the cat or the dog is just running around in circles, just trying to catch all these different balls. You got 10 different balls bouncing everywhere, right? And the way that I think that dating is now, especially with social media, is it has made it so that people are so distracted because you meet a Patrick, or you meet a Simone, or you meet a Lance or an Olivia or Angela, and you're thinking, yeah, they cool, but I can get better. I can get somebody, I'm gonna see if I can get to that next level, right? And so what happens is you're always trying to attain some level that really ain't there, right? So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that social media kind of makes people distracted to the point where they can't find anybody? Because you're in a city like Atlanta, there's a ton of beautiful women out there. There's a ton of good looking men. Lance, you're in Vegas. Angela, you're in Columbus. A ton of single men here, right? Why do you think what do you think is the reason why we're not able to kind of connect with people as you mentioned, on an organic level?
I don't want to sound negative, but if it comes out that way, it's perception is reality. But men with social media, men are absolutely delusional that on any given day they can meet 1,700 women and get a phone number, message them, connect with them, speak with them just as ease, and so yeah, that shiny ball theory is the case. Oh, wait a minute, I could just message this young lady, whereas normally you got to build up the courage. Oh, she over there in produce, she looking real good. Let me go ahead and build up the courage. Like if it were that walking in the Walmart situation, not I could scroll, meet 1,000 women in one day, you settle with the lady in that produce that it's kind of cute, and not necessarily settle, but you would see her and take your time with her. But social media gives you access to so much.
Okay. I want to get to Olivia real quick and ask her, and then I want to get to Lance because his space is telling me everything. So Olivia, what are your? I mean, you're an attractive sister. I know you post a lot of very nice photos on social media. Why do you think? Do you see that do you see social media as more of a distraction than it is kind of a help to you?
So the thing about me is I have like abhorred. It's my least favorite way is through social media. I really just use my social media to market for my business. So because I've had a hard time meeting other men in person, I've ventured into social media a little bit more. I still don't like it though. I don't like it. I like meeting people in person. Like, yeah, I don't really have much on it. I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it. I feel the thing about social media is I feel like you guys are posting your best pictures. Nope, you're putting your best foot forward on social media. All of it. So I'm not getting the authentic you. Like, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because you get my business on social media. You're not getting my authentic me off of my Facebook or my Instagram. So I just feel like it's fake. I'm sorry.
So I gotta get Lance in here because he's about to walk off his set. So Lance, talk to me. What's your face talking about, Blair?
I mean, I'm listening to the women and I'm taking it in. I agree with the social media. I personally think that, and I'm not looking at dudes, so that's your opinion. I do think that social media is the fake people because I do inboxes. I slide in DMs. I meet people in real life, and they don't look like their social media. So it has happened, and I'm not gonna say I've been catfished, but I've been old fished. Like you're 35 now, and your picture's 25. So that's your favorite picture from when you and your girls went to Cabo in 2014. But like, yo, you've had life since then. So there's a difference. But again, to jump back to the organic, let's not make the mistake of being those people who get trapped in the era that we came up in. We have to evolve, right? And to say that I don't want to meet somebody that way, everybody is on social media. Everybody, you know what I mean? And social media can be like the grocery store. It's how you carry it. So I can walk to the produce section and meet, Mary, and Mary's gorgeous. But guess what? I can also walk over to stationery and meet Jennifer, and Jennifer's bad. And I got Jennifer and Mary's number. Then I walk to the parking lot and I meet Diane. And now I got 3 numbers from a grocery store trip. You can translate that over to an internet, inbox, or whatever. It doesn't mean that it's not organic. It's just how you carry it. Like people have this notion that, oh my God, it's the internet. People aren't their best selves. Guess what? You meet them for coffee, or you do whatever you got to do. And then you can continue to say, okay, I want to continue to learn more about this person. or I don't. It's no different.
Okay.
And social media, the benefit of it is you get to interact with people that you probably normally wouldn't interact with.
All right, cool. Let me get Angela because it looks like she had a comment that she wanted to say real quick. Go ahead, Angela.
I was just thinking, I mean, of course, to answer the question directly, I think that social media absolutely plays into it more. And I mean, but to everybody else's point, social media is just like meeting somebody at the grocery store, in the parking lot, whatever you do. I don't know, but people don't put their they put their representative forward first on social media. So you do have to put the work in to get to the real person.
Okay, cool. Patrick, you go ahead, and I'm going to move to the next question. Go right ahead.
What I meant by organic was not to take some so serious. Like, you basically giving credence to what I was saying about it. You're not getting the real. If I meet somebody at Walmart, at least physically, I know I'm not being catfished.
Yeah.
At least if I'm speaking to I know, okay, she's not ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
She's articulate. Somebody, I'm getting a few things out of her to go forth.
Okay.
Not that social media, because you're friends with me on Facebook. I just clown. I have no bit. I'm starting the business eventually, but right now, I just really clown and joke. I don't really take nothing serious on Facebook. But people love that about me because I get a lot of inboxes. Hey, you made my day. I needed that laugh. And it's cool with me. I'm fine with it because I'm not out here trying to prove a point. I'm not on my Malcolm X. I say a joke and go on about my business. And it just is what it is. But as far as the organic thing, that's what I meant about it. More or less just being more relaxed, being a little more yourself. Just, hey, looking kind of cute today. What you cooking today? Or, say something corny. What you cooking me today or something? Meeting the man, just being a little funny, jokes to get lighten the mood. And that's it, not being so serious. And then if both parties are interested, let's talk about it. And then eventually, if you ask the right questions and you talk enough, either y'all gonna vibe or you're not gonna vibe.
Cool.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let me move to my my next question. So, you may not meet anyone in actual real life, and then you don't meet anyone on social media, right? And so what a lot of people have opted to do is say, I'm going to go to like a dating website and try to meet someone there. Has anyone had any experiences, or does anybody do that? What are you seeing out there? I mean, from the people I talk with, they're like, man, it's bananas. Don't deal with nobody on there. And I always tell them, well, ain't you on there though? Right? So it can't be all bad, right? So what are your, let's go to Lance real quick, and we're just gonna go down the road. Lance, what do you, I know you got some stories, man.
Oh yeah. I'm a dating site vet, so it's no shame in my game. I've jumped on it. Some sites definitely give you, I'm not gonna drop no names because nobody's getting any free advertisement or nothing like that, but some sites are better than others.
Yeah.
If you go into like the fishing pond, it's gonna be a lot of tilapia. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a lot of. So you just gotta, and you gotta know how you swiping. Like, the key. There's giveaways. Like, I'm not interested. If you're gonna lead with your backside and your profile picture, you're already telling me what you're about. I'm not. That's not what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Keep it pushing. But like I said, everybody is on it, so you're gonna. Okay. It's all different quality of people on there. So don't be everybody on it.
All right, awesome. Olivia, have you had an opportunity to be on a dating site? What are you seeing out there?
Nope.
Come on, man. Come on, Olivia.
I told y'all I'm getting into even allowing myself to respond to DMs that are not about business. No.
Okay.
If you consider Black Planet when I was like 15 years ago, maybe.
Oh.
No.
No brain Black Planet black.
I was doing that too.
So no dating sites and everything. What do you?
No. You know what? For a brief moment, because I was told it was a good way to meet people, I was on Tinder, and then I found out people on Tinder wanted to have sex immediately, and then I got off of Tinder.
Okay. All right. So, so dating sites are not for you, correct?
I'm not saying they're for me. They're not for me. I can't say something's not for me that I haven't tried. I just haven't been into the online dating any at all. So it's just not something, and I can't say that it's something I would like to engage in. But yeah.
Angela, what about yourself? Have you had any luck or experience with dating sites?
Yes, it's so out of my comfort zone. And I don't know, just the thought of it makes me itch. I'm like, I can't. On paper it sounds perfect, but I'm shy when it comes to stuff like that. And just put myself out there. I was telling the guys before we went live that I hate taking pictures. I don't like, just seeing myself out there like that. And then just to actually have to toot my own horn and put all these pictures up and I'm this and I'm that and I'm, you have to give this description of yourself, and it's well and good. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, on paper, it sounds perfect, but it was just not for me. And I tried it a couple times and I couldn't even finish my profile and I backed out of it and said no.
Really? Wow.
I finally went through one good time, and then I got dudes that were like cross-eyed and holding roosters, sitting on John Deere tractors and, and looking like they had so many bodies and chopped off heads in their basement. And I'm like, why that's what I get. That's what I get. It's like a running joke with like my friends when we go out. The oldest, used to, back in the day, I'm too old to go out now, but we would go out, the oldest man.
You're not too old, sis. Sorry, go ahead.
The oldest man in the club every time hit on me, every time without fail. We would be in different states, different cities, always me every time. So I just had bad luck with it. And also another thing, you have to be very engaging when you date online. I mean, if you meet a lot of men, you have to, from start to finish, you have to really try to hurry up and get to know these guys before you give them your number. You have to be ready for that. It could be exhausting.
Yeah, I understand. Patrick, have you had any experiences?
Never did it.
Never did?
My form of online date is Facebook.
That's it.
Now Instagram. I've never.
What? So
let me explain. I don't think it's anything wrong with it if that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's with me. No offense, it kind of reeks of desperation at some point, and I never got to that point. And I'm not trying to be offensive about it with anybody, but I just, again, like I think what Angela said, and here's the thing, me paying monthly subscriptions and stuff like, nah,
They free.
There used to be the connotation to it that it was, you had to be desperate. That's when it first.
No. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to come off this. I just said with me, it just made me. Yeah, it just, for some reason, I just couldn't. I don't know. I just haven't got there. I really haven't. And I don't think it's nothing wrong with it.
No, neither.
Just for me, it's just I just couldn't do it. I just really couldn't do it. And then again, what's that? Black people meeting up. Them things were saying it was a subscription to it. I know Tinder is supposed to be free, I guess. POF is what.
There's definitely a lot of apps.
And then my age won't let me do it too, because I'm like, okay, I'm late 40s, early 50s now. I just felt like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah. What about you, Simone? Have you had any experiences or luck with dating sites?
No luck. Experience, time wasted. But I tried because I was married for a little bit of time, and coming out of that, when I started to be ready to date, I didn't know what to do. Try dating sites, and I did, and it was icky. Like I never met so many men that could be in their feelings. You didn't respond. Oh, because I'm working. I'm sorry. I'm not just sitting here. It was not fun. And that was my experience of that microwave feeling, like, because you can keep swiping. You would not get that many people in one day. So it was just, I didn't like it at all.
All right, so I got we're kind of closing in on our time. So I got two final questions I want to get to. So you all live in different cities, different places, excuse me. Lance, you live in Vegas. Olivia, Angela, you're here. Simone and Patrick, you're both in Atlanta. Do you find that you have success and luck going to other cities and dating? Or do you see any sort of different, like if you go to, like if I come here, men are just, wow, they're just on me. Or if I go here, I meet a different kind of breed of woman. Do you find any sort of difference when you go to different cities?
I mean, I travel to date, so that's not like a big thing, but it's you get a different vibe, but I would say because dating long distance is easier depending on what your goal is. If you just meeting somebody and you're like, yo, like let's kick it, let's have fun, and see where it goes. Like dating in other cities is always dope. You know what I mean? So it's a change of vibe, it's a change of culture, presentation, and it's kind of like when you touch down in the city. And for y'all who don't do dating sites or whatever, but I mean, you touch down in the city, your joint click in that location, it's like they like, oh, fresh meat on the line, and they just start flickering in. So like from the time you touch the airport, so you know what I mean, and so you get to meet people or interact with people, that more people than you're normally going to interact with just visiting a city.
Angela, have you had any experiences with dating men outside of Columbus?
Yep, twice, and I loved it because I'm
Okay.
funny acting, and I've been single for so long that it was hard having somebody in my space like that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I've dated guys here and there, but I haven't been in a relationship at the time for probably 20 years, and then to get somebody in my face, it's like, whoa, this is too much. So I'd rather see you when I can see you. And I was fine. It helped me feel like a mother. And it just worked better for me. And plus, you feel like you got a little getaway, a little mini vacation. You get to go out of town to see your friend, or they, when they come to see you, or that door is getting ready to shut because they're going back home. So I like that.
What about you, Patrick? Have you had any experiences?
Yeah. I'm kind of because of the nature of my job, I'd rather come home or something, because I'm out on the road Sunday through Thursdays. So I'm on Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. I kind of rather deal with somebody in my own city. I've tried it. It's nothing. I didn't have the best luck at it like that. So
Okay.
At least on my end, I did. So
Okay. All right. What about you, Olivia?
I haven't had any successful dating out of, and when I say successful, like where I actually get on the plane with dating. It doesn't get that far. That's normally because there's always a communication gap. And one thing about long distance dating is there can't be a communication gap. I'm very, very particular about that. I'm texting all day. I'm grown. I don't want to be on the phone all day. But I literally at one point in time was talking to a guy in New York for 2 straight weeks every day, and then all of a sudden on the third, and then eventually he came back and wanted to try to talk to me, but I was like, no, because for my voice to be on the plane to come see what is 2 weeks of not for me, So when there's a communication gap, long distance, I automatically like go ahead and remove myself from that, because I can't stressing myself out wondering what my companion is doing. I'm open to it. I can't say that I have a lot of experience in it.
Okay. All right. Lastly, Simone, what are your thoughts?
I have dated outside of my city, primarily because of the thing that I said, being able to take that time to get to know somebody when space is a part of the equation. You have to make more time to have that time with them. And I trust my instincts. When I found those times where I felt like, this person's not consistent, I call it out and I ask a question, and I trust my gut with it. But I find that I've had more quality getting to know people when they haven't been in the city that I live in.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So my last question, I want to get everybody to give a shout out about where people can find you and everything. But give me take about 30 seconds and just give me some really solid. Well, not give me, but give the listeners out there some really solid feedback on what you think could help dating in the time we're living in right now in 2021. We'll start with Angela first.
Just honest communication, really. I mean, be honest about yourself. All that showing up with your representative drives me nuts. The minute you meet me, you know me. There's no doubt about it. I can't be anybody else. And I really think that has to come first. Be honest, be true, and know how to communicate effectively. You have to realize that people are different and you have to learn how to communicate with one another.
Gotcha. Lance, give us some good advice, sir.
If you're gonna date, be an adult. Be able to communicate. Realize that communication is not just finding somebody who listens to you, but you also have the responsibility to listen to that person as well. Don't go into it expecting something or a level of effort that you yourself are not willing or capable of giving to that person. You know what I mean? You have to be healed enough to be able to put that person first, and that person has to be healed enough to be able to put you first, because a lot of times one person is being put first by both people, and that's how somebody falls short. So, just be an adult, be mature, be healed, and be open. Get out your way. Don't say, oh, well, I did this and I like this and my past relationships. Guess what? You're single now. So clearly your past relationships didn't work. So get out your own way and be willing to try something different.
Patrick, you're up. Talk to me.
Two simple things. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you got to crawl before you walk. Just take it nice and slow, get to know each other, build each other out, ask the important questions. Bada boom, bada bing, it goes from there.
Okay. Awesome. Miss Olivia, if you can hear me in the other room, what would you say?
Hear you.
Some advice, please.
I have the advice I have is, be consistent. From jump. If you want to talk every day, talk every day. I think that putting too many expectations in the beginning or not on a relationship in dating, it's part of the problem. People expect too much out the gate. And I think that you're just really slow. I've noticed that like a lot of people want my schedule. I don't like that. I'm grown and I'm considerate. So I feel like you're supposed to give that. And I think that dating would go a lot better. Consistent.
Okay.
And, those type of things.
Finally, Miss Edward. Simone, where are you? Are you in like a Shoney's or something? Where are you at right now?
I just come to the listing appointment and didn't have time to get back to my office. I'm in Panera Bread.
Yeah, Papa Do's.
See in the back of Applebee's doing a podcast there.
My advice would be to do the work on yourself so that you are prepared to be in a relationship.
Right.
Show up ready, not getting ready, so that you can be the best version of who you are. And I'm a spiritual person. I am connected with God, and He put Him first in that process. Really, I listen to what He said. Sometimes I don't want to, but I listen to what He said. So be prepared. If I could say this one thing in particular, for me, spiritually, the Bible doesn't talk about dating and singleness. It's married and unmarried, and it talks about when the man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So we as women, be prepared to be that wife, so that when He finds us, we're that way. Well, how is He preparing for us when He finds us? So for me, that man be prepared, be emotionally prepared, get rid of your stuff before you decide to walk into dating. And when you find her,
Okay.
you'll know that she is someone that you would take that time to move forward and focus with.
Awesome. Great points, everybody. I appreciate it. I want to ask one last question of everybody. If you can give me 10 seconds, tell me some place that you can go other than the club or church where you can go to meet quality people. We're gonna start with Lance. Tell us somewhere good you can go somewhere to meet somebody.
I wish I could. I was trying to listen to where I could meet him, but yeah, I don't know. I can't. Yeah, because honestly, dope people are everywhere.
Yeah.
But if they were easy to find, then everybody would have somebody dope. So I don't know where.
Okay. All right. Anybody got any thoughts?
I know. Whole Foods or the gas station.
Whole Foods at the gas station.
Whole Foods.
One of the
Gym for me, since I'm on my little fitness journey. So
okay, that's a very good point. So I, of course, because of what I do, I get asked all the time, like, where do I go to meet, quality men and everything? And I said, first of all, you got to go and meet men where they are. So whether it's like some sort of fraternal organization, they have all sorts, Lance, you probably know they got all sorts of little functions and everything. You got to, like you said, Whole Foods might be a decent place. Hardware store is another place. Maybe a gun range, another place. You got to get
clubs. I find I meet decent, not hands out to anything, but decent. I like to go, since I'm single, I go out to eat a lot. I'll go to like a regular restaurant club and I'll sit at the bar and, I'll order my food and I'll have wine there. And I normally meet some people there.
Yeah, I've actually
like Ruby Tuesday.
I've actually encouraged women to do that because women are like, Blair, where are they at? I'm like, sometimes you got, I forget, I think it was Lance that said you got to get out of your own way. You got to go and you don't have to really even do much other than just be you. Go and, throw your little cute outfit on, get your little couple appetizers, a glass of wine, make sure your phone is charged, sit at the bar. And if you that girl, the guys are going to start coming.
I did it this weekend. It was pretty successful.
Yeah.
But most importantly with that, look welcoming, like smile, like, you know what I mean? Like give off signs that, you can come talk to me. Like so many times you see beautiful women not welcoming and it's like, oh, well, I'm by myself, because that's what the energy you giving off.
I do agree with that though. Smiles, especially if you're interested in the guy, you don't have to throw yourself at them, but kind of like look, grand cheese. We can pick up on it.
Absolutely. Good stuff, everybody. Appreciate it. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Patrick. I thought you were finished. No,
I'm good. I'm finished.
Okay. If we could take 15 seconds, tell them where people can find you. If you have any sort of anything happening, any website you want to shout out, apparel line, anything. Go ahead. We'll start with Olivia.
You can find me on Facebook at Olivia Marie Taylor Thomas. That's probably the easiest way to find me. I do have a website, if you're interested in training. I only train women though. That's buildabody.com, body spelled BAWDY. And then I have Instagram. That's just Olivia Marie 910. So.
All right, awesome. Patrick, you want to shout out anything?
I guess my Facebook is Patrick Chance. That's my son's name, so I just use that. Instagram is some stupid primetime 24/7. I'm not really on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay.
I just go in there, really look at wherever else is on Instagram. So, but it's primetime 24 at primetime 24/7. So.
Got it. Okay. Angela, do you have anything you want to shout out?
No, this is the part where I get shy. So I'm just shout out my eyebrow website. If you want to get your brows done.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Browsbyangela.com. Work part-time evenings, Wednesday through Friday, 6 to 9.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Miss Simone, tell them anything you want to know about what you do and any products you might have.
Yes, well, I could be found on Instagram at Golden Locks Realtor. Locks spelled like the key Locks, and on Facebook, Avette Simone. That's AY V as in Victor ETTE Simone. That's pretty much it.
Okay. All
And
right.
you'll see my organic me, working out, sweating, going to church, doing the whole nine, just being
She
me.
does all that, no question. Lastly, Mr. Lance, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook at Lance Black or The Conscious Hip. And you can find me on Instagram, which I just started 2 weeks ago. So, definitely give me a follow at conscious_hypocrite 1906.
Good stuff, everybody. Appreciate it. And of course, I'm Blair Nash. You can go to my website, blairnashspeaks.com. My fourth book will be coming out. It'll be dropping sometime late summer, so be on the lookout for that. I want to give a reminder for everyone to get ready for the fall season of Matchmaker Mondays. Also, if you could go and share and follow columbusblack.com. So be on the lookout for up and coming events and things that they'll be doing. On that note, we had a great show. Thank you so much to everybody and all my participants and everything. Greatly appreciate it. And we will see you all in the fall.
Thank you.